Shalom, shalom. We are the disciples of Yahweh Shai. We come out here day in and day out, teaching that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the original Jews of the Bible. We are the Lord's chosen people, and the Lord holds us to a higher standard. We must keep the laws, statutes, and His commandments. It is very serious that we be obedient unto the Lord, because these events that's happening today, when the food runs out, those who disobey the Lord's commandments, they will die. And that is a fact, thus says the Lord. Now, the Most High Power Yahweh has put shepherds according to His mind on the highways and byways to teach the lost souls, which are the lost sheep of the house of Israel, to let them know that they are the original Jews of the Bible, and that it is commanded of them to keep the Lord's commandments. Because if we do not keep the Lord's commandments, then all hell is going to break loose for us. So the Lord has sent out watchmen to teach the 12 tribes of Israel who they are, so they can come back into the law, statutes, and the commandments, and follow the Lord. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchmen, if when he sees the sword come upon the land, he blows the trumpet and warns the people. So, a watchman, his duty is to blow the trumpet along the people when there is danger. These events that's happening, they are Bible prophecy. The food is getting ready to run out. The economic system of America is dropping. We are in a recession. It might not seem like it to those who are lost. We are in a recession. It might not seem like it to those who are lost. But we are in a recession, and America is crumbling before your eyes. A lot of us put our trust in Pharaoh and put our trust in Egypt. When America falls, and the Pharaohs and those who rule in power are faint, are feeble for the things that's happening that the Lord is causing to happen on this earth, then those who trust in America, in Egypt, and the Pharaoh, they will be put to shame also. The danger is, if you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans do not keep the law, statutes, and the commandments of Yahweh, you will be put to death without shame nor compassion. You will die a violent death, thus says the Lord. You will die by the death, thus says the Lord. But the watchman's duty is to be out here. It's to let you know that you have to keep the commandments and come back into your heritage. That is what the watchman's duty is for. Verse 3. If when he sees the sword come upon the land, he blows the trumpet and warns the people. So, we come out on these highways and byways to warn you, black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Time is near. The economic system is crumbling down before your eyes. A lot of us who are asleep do not see. The economic system is crashing down. We are in a recession. Pretty soon, no oil is going to be able to be brought and filled up in these trucks. So the stores are not going to be able to get food. Then you cannot feed your babies, you cannot feed your children. So, what that does is that it puts us in a dire situation. If you cannot feed your kids or your children or your toddlers or your babies because of the lack of food, then what does that produce? Wickedness, death, violence, destruction. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood should be upon his own head. It's going to get real hectic and evil in these streets. Tomorrow is not promised at all. You can wake up tomorrow. What will you do if you wake up tomorrow and everything is changed? Everything is different. You don't have the luxury of going to the store anymore. You don't have the luxury of going to the food market. Well, that time is coming. To be protected in that time, it would be your best interest and wise for you to obey the Lord. Because if you do not, you will be put to death without compassion or mercy. Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. The book of Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. So, the watchman's duty is to be a watchman. When he sees danger is coming, warn the people, let them know to turn around from their wicked ways and come and seek the Lord. If they do not, they will die without compassion or mercy, and they will die a violent death. So, the prophets of the Lord, we have to come out here and lift our voices up like a trumpet. Be loud, be heard, because that is the only way that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, that is the only way that we will hear the law, statutes, and the commandments. If we do not be loud, if we do not lift our voices up like a trumpet, how will you know what the law requires of you to do? The watchman's duty is to lift his voice up like a trumpet. Do not spare any feelings when it comes to telling you or showing you that you have committed a transgression against the Lord. A transgression against the Lord is when you offend the Lord by breaking his commandments. Show the house of Jacob their transgression, and the children of Israel their sins. A transgression is an offense against a law or code of conduct. A sin is when you break the commandments of God. If you commit homosexuality, you're a transgression against the law of God, which is a offense or a code of conduct, and that is offense against the law. Judgment upon those who disobey his commandments will die without compassion or mercy. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. So the watchmen that the Lord put out here on the highways and the byways, we gotta speak loud. We gotta be heard. We gotta show you your error. We gotta show you your transgressions that you have committed against the Lord. We gotta show you your offenses that you commit against the Lord. And we gotta show you your sin. A lot of us walking around don't even know what sin is. We think sin is being a bad person, not helping somebody else that's less fortunate. We think killing somebody is a sin, and all the rest of the devious, wicked acts are not sin. Clearly let you know what sin is according to the scriptures. The reason that we're in these garments on these corners speaking loud is because how will you know if the police is riding on the block if they got them loud sirens on, right? How will you know if your ambulance is riding on the block if they got them loud sirens on, right? How will you know if the prophets of the Lord is on the street corner? If we lift our voices up like a trumpet and let you know your transgressions that you commit against the law, which is an offense against the Most High. And you might think you're safe now, but wait until all hell breaks loose. Then the Lord is going to have the last laugh. The Lord is going to have the last laugh. The prophets of the Lord got to lift their voices up like a trumpet and be heard. We got to show you your error. We got to show you your transgressions that you commit against the Lord, which is an offense against God, an offense against the code of conduct. The Lord wants you to be righteous and holy, to be set apart. When you partake in these American holidays, you commit idolatry. That is a transgression against the Lord, which is an offense and a transgression of the code of conduct of how the Lord wants you to be. And we got to show you that you're sinning against the Lord. A lot of us do not know, but the Bible clearly lets you know what sin is according to the Lord and what transgression is according to the Lord. 1 John chapter 3 verse 4, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Sin is the transgression of God's law. When you break God's law, you commit an offense against God. When you break God's law, you commit an offense against God's law. When men shed their beds, they transgress the code of conduct. That's the way the Lord wants you to be. When we dabble in homosexuality, we transgress the laws of the Lord. We transgress the code of conduct, the way that the Lord wants us to be. When we commit idolatry, we transgress against the law of the Lord, which is an offense against the code of conduct. Whosoever sins, whosoever breaks the commandments of God, they transgress against God, which is an offense. You break the laws of God, you will offend God. That is your sin. Sin is when you break the laws of God. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. You break the laws of God, you transgress against God. transgression against the laws of God is going against the law of God, which is the code of conduct of how the Lord wants the 12 tribes of Israel to conduct themselves while on this earth. Shalom, bro. You got a few seconds to hear the words of the Lord?
I hear you. I listened to you before. Every time but I'm going somewhere right now, but when I come through, I'll be hearing you. That's why I gave my love, man. I hear you.
Definitely, bro.
Loud and clear.
Right.
Transgression is sin. When we break the law, we transgress against the law. We commit an offense against God. And you think God will not put those who break and transgress his commandments to death? If you continue to be wicked, the Lord is going to slaughter you. The Lord is going to slaughter you. Now that's that man's second time circling around his block. And he's not black. So, that lets me know that these other nations, they know that what I'm saying is the truth. They look, they nod their head. They say that's right. Of course it is right. These other nations, they even know that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the ghettos are the 12 tribes of Israel. We are the chosen people of God. But we do not even know. Now, these laws, statutes, and the commandments that the Lord gave the 12 tribes of Israel and to our forefathers, this is our wisdom, our knowledge. And if when other nations look at us and when we obey the commandments of God, they'll say to themselves, this is a wise people that is full of wisdom. What other people is there to have God so close to them? The book of Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 1. Now therefore, hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them ye may live, and go and possess the land which the Lord, which the Most High of your fathers giveth you. The law, statutes, and the commandments.
That's right. You do your work.
You got a few seconds to hear the words of the Lord?
Huh?
You got a few seconds to hear the words of the Lord?
Y'all right here. I know the Bible word.
Right. What's your name, by the way?
Come here.
Chloe! I'm gonna get it. Come on!
Alright, so basically, the Lord expects us to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments, right? Just like every other nation of people, they have their own culture.
You don't have one heart left.
We
So you have one heart left. You just stepped in the purpose. So you stepped in so much Christ walking down. You have no heart.
It's the first one.
No. All you gotta say Mujima. Mujima.
Now you have 5. So you know,
No stepping in grass. No touching creek. Tree crack. We have to touch objects.
Let me ask you a
That's what I
question.
said. Mujima. Mujima.
Let me ask you a question. Do you eat pork?
Mujima.
You don't eat shrimp?
Mujima.
You don't eat no barbecue?
Mujima. I got a lot of hearts.
You do eat shrimp, right?
yeah, I know they cover stuff and lobster.
Right. We about to get that, right? That when you eat shrimp, right? It is a transgression. It is a transgression against God, right?
Yeah, I'm just reading that verse in my kids. So we don't eat that anymore.
Can I have
You don't eat none of this anymore. We don't supposed to eat unclean food.
We definitely not supposed to eat.
Now we're just reading that verse in the Bible.
Mom, I'm home.
Let the wind
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. Ye shall not add it to the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. So, as long as we're living, right? Just like every other nationality of people, they got their own culture, customs, holidays they celebrate. The laws in the Bible, it is our culture, our heritage, and our customs, right? As long as we live on this earth, we gotta keep them.
Right.
Even when Christ was living, the New Testament wasn't written, but the Old Testament was.
No, I repented for those already. I know I'm grown. And all my kids know right now. So, I repented. And you're supposed to repent.
Give me your hand.
Do you know we in the water?
Secret cabinet. Let's play secret cabinet. Like, go.
And Genesis says God divided the waters from the rivers. First he made that. Then he made this from the summit. He divided the waters from the rivers. So we're underwater. Water is over us and under us. And then you know the glaciers, the big glaciers. They was made we had these massive trees, right? They call them massive mountains. They're really actually ancient trees. But some people in the Bible live to be 800. It's so small. They we actually breathe the breath of God. We don't really breathe air. But some of them really things.
Let me get this one scripture for you to go, alright? Now, what am I to read to you?
Hey, don't get on.
And what am I to read to you?
Marty,
Right?
you died.
It's a dress code. Code concept, right?
I'm
Sound like
stepping
the
in.
mark.
And can you give that? I like to
I can tell you where to get it from.
Yeah.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 37.
Chloe just grandma's
And the Lord spake
Get
to Moses, saying,
piggy.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that
Don't do that
they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generation. That they put upon the fringe of the borders and ribbon of blue.
Nature. Was it dirty?
So,
Go back in your pants.
so these here are fringes, right? These here are border of blue. These are fringes. These are
Dusty.
ribbon of blue. Now this is the
No,
dress
wait,
code
it's
of
a
how
dress. That's how it's meant.
us
Do they have black
Israelites
stuff on it?
should dress, right? Now this is the reason why we should wear these fringes and ribbon.
Hey, don't do that. Okay, you don't get it. I'm gonna ask
This
you.
is the
Damn.
Stop. God is with you.
I told her no. Don't stop. My sword.
I put this on this earth.
Say sorry.
It's a love each other. Because a lot of people walk in the world.
I can't tell you fight. Don't
It's
on this
different right now. We just don't like it.
Yes, it is cool. You gotta be bandit. I'm a comparing bandit. Come here.
I mean, we
So who must have come?
but it's different.
Don't do it.
We cannot
You shouldn't listen.
we know
Still do it. There you go. You might lose the second one. Don't ever say no. I'm cutting your nose off. I cut your nose off. For 1 second. I cut your nose off. No, my son! You need this piece to make it magic. This is the magic you're supposed to say. But you don't got the sword. I got the back. Ah! Yeah, now I can go Buddha! Buddha! you
and stuff like that. I be on TikTok all the time.
Chloe, stop hitting me with your stupid wave. Chloe.
Don't do that, baby, okay?
Why?
I'm about to run to get you one. Stop it.
And we might go to the
Put
library.
my phone in.
In your pocket.
Now hold it.
We go to the library now.
Yeah,
she don't want to
hold your phone if you
What's
go to the
wrong?
library.
I'm gonna get her the phone anyway. We go to like
The
here.
book of Numbers, chapter 15, and verse 39.
What's my phone?
And it shall be unto you for a spring, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, which you used to go on. So I'm gonna start it over.
Whatever you want.
Start it over again, right?
I know.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, and verse 39. The book of Numbers, chapter 15, and verse 39. And it shall be unto you for a spring, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. So the purpose for these fringes and ribbon of blue is so that one, you won't be out here looking and dressing like everybody else. We will be set up like we'll be set apart.
Stop it. I'm talking. Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful like that.
Like when?
We will be set apart like any, right?
Now I know you. I knew you wasn't. I can recognize you with what you're wearing though right now.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? From other people.
Right.
Of course. That's what the fringes are for, like East Indian women, right? They wear it, they get guards, right?
Yeah, all over there.
Of course. They're within their culture and their heritage. They're set apart. You can tell that they're not any other nationality of woman, right? The fringes and the ribbon of blue, they set us apart, right? Only the Hebrew Israelites wear fringes and ribbon of blue. It is also keep us separated from everybody else who won't be looking like everybody else. And it is also a
We
reminder.
are guys.
Of course.
You know what you good for?
Of course.
This Barbie new movie. We saw it on April. It showed us half. That's her. We saw it on April. It's you know
I like it. Right?
you know that moment. You know that moment from
You be on YouTube?
the dolphin. Yeah. I'm talking. No. I understand what the gemstone.
Can you give me a pumpkin?
Let me have the phone. I'm gonna get right back.
The gemstone.
Can you give me a pumpkin?
It's not mine.
I said, can you actually give it to me?
Okay, I just get to say it.
Okay.
It's
So
gemstone.
do you know it's like it's Terry?
I'm not mommy.
No, that's wicked. We're not
No, I
supposed
was.
we're not supposed to
Well, can I get a pumpkin apple? Like, can you go on
anywhere else.
I couldn't sit up.
So what about
Wait.
the like the shop and stuff like that? The shop.
Chloe!
Shop.
Backward!
No shop.
Sorry!
That's
Sorry!
learning.
So that's not witchcraft.
No.
Okay.
I mean, no. Like shop.
Chakra.
It is. Right.
Yeah. No.
It is the other.
You can't get no candy. Remember yesterday. No candy.
Right.
No candy. No sugar. She said you don't get no sugar. No candy.
When they
No
talk about the
sugar.
angels, this, the angels, they talk about the fallen. They're not talking about the angels.
Don't waste the phone.
With shit
That's
above
holy
their
water.
stone.
Don't pour holy water on clothes.
So they talk about. I just learned that because I did used to watch it. But
Come on, Mom, quiet down. I mean, Jada Eccles just kicked the door open.
Right.
Right. What's your YouTube?
LESOFYA
Someone delete all this.
Oh, like the letter I.
I'm sorry. Is that it? Okay.
This video going right on YouTube.
Well, I was just watching this thing about like how a lot of black men go to like a lot of white men, and how like black men are like white women be submissive, and see they know that he's so disconnected. And I know, hey, did you just pick up?
I don't got no ball. She's spitting
Video was going right up on YouTube.
Okay, this shit right here. I got a lot of
I didn't mean to.
I've never seen you.
I've been out.
But that's good. You teaching the knowledge. You're doing the work. God's gonna bless you.
Yeah.
Because you out here. Because a lot of people, I do see a lot of other pastors. They be prophesying. People don't want to hear it. So you know the word is coming. It might be the end of the end, but the Euphrates River drive the car. So I see that's what happened in Revelation. And then somebody recorded the sounds of the mighty sounds coming from above the Euphrates, like half of it is dry. And then I heard the change. God said he changed all 4 months. And I actually heard the change moving. And they made like, I think I got it.
Hey, if you got it,
Hey, baby.
like I want it to work. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, just a second, because I be on TikTok a lot.
I know what you're talking about, though. Like he like opened like a mango cover, like Corey, like
No, yeah. No, go
Corey, his camera.
I got served. No, sorry. I got the 666. And you keep showing these cartoons. Wait! Y'all gonna play them that way. And it seemed like they trying to open the hole. And then Hillary found this scarlet. It's a sleeping giant. He was God wrote. God wrote he was a mighty hunter. It was him and Nimrod. King of Babylon.
Right, Nimrod.
I'm telling grandma.
To what? Yeah, you did all the giants and snakes. You're not sleeping in the One time I did yes, you were talking to nasty bug on the where that bug been. Something on that. And it's like 3 and 34. And they found more pain. Rubbing his back while he was climbing up the tree. And what the team is like, they've been doing a lot of wicked stuff. You know, it's just crazy. My probably ain't gonna touch you anymore. I know. She found out that the queen and all the royalties, all the rich people, all the wicked people, they had a red shoe club where they release kids and they have get a shoe and they run and they can go to the
Your name again?
I didn't even see her. I love them. So stuff about God.
I'm gonna be here tomorrow.
Well, let me see
Mommy, you didn't touch the butterfly. Now she's touching your hand.
Hold on, I'm about to find it right now. Hold on. Let me move back so you can.
And the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Lord he requires of us to keep. If we do not keep the commandments of the Lord, Then when the food goes out, you cannot feed your child. So you will be forced with it. You will be forced with a decision. And that decision that you will be forced with is to either kill your child or starve to death. Those who disobey the commandments of God, they're going to have to look forward to that. But those who follow the laws of God to the best of their ability,
It's coming.
right? The Lord is going to protect them from that. But Chicago, Illinois, January 1st, 2023, just announced like a purge. That can come to Philadelphia as well,
I
New
heard
York,
that.
Delaware, D.C. When that happens, what are you going to do? How will you react if you look outside and you see dead bodies on the pavement in broad daylight?
You gotta get on your knees and pray.
By that time, a lot of us walk past the prophets of the Lord, and by that time you get on your knees and pray. It's too late. Too late. You gotta get it while get it while it's hot now. Get this truth and the doctrine of the Lord. Because if you do not, the Lord is gonna laugh and mock at your calamity and at your pain and at your fear. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Peor, or all the men that follow Baal Peor. The Lord thy God has destroyed them from among you. Any and everyone who committed idolatry, which is a transgression against the Lord, which is a transgression against the code of conduct, how the Lord wants you to live. Anybody who celebrated American holidays, who committed idolatry, the Lord has took them off this earth.
No, taking holidays.
Pagan holidays are dedicated to pagan God. Your Christian pastors don't let you know because they're in it for monetary gain. They're in it for your money. But they know that the Lord requires of us to keep the commandments. And because they know, and because they do not teach so, their judgment is worse. But those who disobey the commandments of the Lord, they will be judged. So, why will ye die, O house of Israel? Why do you like to be rebellious against the Lord? Go ahead.
Here you go.
The Iraq's Euphrates River was drying up due to severe droughts. The reason why people are concerned specifically comes from the Bible and the book of Revelation, where it talks about the angel who poured out his fire and dry up the Euphrates River. An angel that will bound the Euphrates River will be released into the world, where the experts the Euphrates River.
Go away, go over there and play. That is your show.
Mom, Jada's last.
Okay, you go over there.
Mom, Jada's gone. Jada!
That's the demonic. The fallen angels. That's under the river.
Yeah, imagine seeing it, right?
And then you're going to hear the change. So God works. It's true. There's a lot of people out here that make it seem like God is not real.
Yeah, you definitely good.
Well, I'll see you in the house.
All right. Why you take it easy?
You too.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh thy God commanded me that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Any land that you live in, you got to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments. If not, you will die without compassion or mercy. You will die a violent death. You will get shot up, get stabbed up. And the Lord will not care, but he will laugh at your pain. The Lord is going to laugh at your calamity. The Lord don't give a damn about a sinner. Now, I know the Christian church, the pastor says that the Lord loves the sinner and he hates the sin. But we're going to get the truth of what the Bible says. Now the Christian pastors tell you that God loves the sinner and he hates the sin. Well, that's a lie. That's far from the truth. Now, we're about to see whether the Lord hates the sinner or whether he loves a sinner. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Your pastor says that God loves the sinner and hates the sin. But the scripture says that for the Most High, he hates sinners. And a sinner is those who break the Lord's commandments. It's those who transgress the Lord's commandments. When you transgress the Lord's commandments, you commit offense against the Lord. And when you're a sinner, the Lord will hate you. And the Lord will keep a sinner alive until it is his time to bring judgment upon him. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. The Lord hateth sinners. Those who break the commandments of God, the Lord hates. The Lord hates those who break his commandments. The Lord does not love the sinner and hate the sin. The Lord hates the sinner and he hates the sin. If those keep breaking the commandments of the Lord and they do not stop, then if you keep disobeying the commandments of the Lord, do you think the Lord loves you or do you think the Lord hates you? The Lord hates those who break his commandments. Time and time again, the Lord gives us mercy. He allows us to live. But we keep being rebellious and stiff-necked. So, the Lord has no choice but to put us to death. The Lord hates those who break his commandments. If you eat shrimp, pork, crab, lobster, catfish, scallops, snails, mussels, and if you do not repent nor change from your wickedness, the Lord hates you. If you're content with breaking the Lord's commandments, God hates you. If you break God's commandments all day, every day, the Lord hates a disobedient child. The Lord hates a disobedient child. Don't let your pastor lie to you and tell you that God loves the sinner and hates the sin. That's a lie. God hates the sinner and he hates the sin. Because a sinner has not a thought in his mind to obey God. The Lord hates sinners and the Lord will keep the sinner alive. until he brings the sinner's judgment and punishment upon him. That sinner could get shot, get stabbed, die violently, fucking passion or mercy. Anything evil that happens in this world, the Lord is behind you. And those, if you disobey the commandments of God, you can forget about praying to the Lord. If you disobey the commandments of God, you're a sinner. If you disobey the commandments of the Lord hates you, and the Lord will not hear your prayers. To get your prayers answered by the Lord, you will have to be obedient and keep the commandments. To keep the commandments of Yahweh, they're not grievous, nor are they hard. John chapter 9 verse 31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners. But if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, whom he heareth. So we know that the Lord does not hear the prayers of those who disobey his commandments. Why would the Lord bless those who disobey his commandments? The Lord would not do that. The Lord will not answer the prayers of those who break his commandments. He will only answer the prayers of those who keep his commandments and who does the will and who does his will by coming on the highways and byways and being watchmen for the Lord. Letting the 12 tribes of Israel know that they are the original Jews of the Bible and that the Lord requires of them to keep the law. But God does not love a sinner. If you break God's commandments, if you break the Lord's commandments, the Lord hates a sinner. God hates sinners. The Lord does not love a sinner, but he hates it.
All right, you too. Shalom. See you again.
You don't want to listen. It'll be okay.
Hey, they gonna be firewood. They just gonna be firewood.
Huh?
Gonna be firewood.
Oh yeah, it's coming. God says it's coming. They wanna walk by and they know it.
Right.
Oh, you have a nice day.
Hey, you too. You start being around.
Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments. So, sin is when you transgress the law. You transgress a law if you're going against a law. You're going against a law if you're breaking a law. You're breaking a law if you're going against the code of conduct of how the Lord wants you to move on this earth. As a Hebrew Israelite, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. Woe to them that sin against me and keep not my commandments. The Lord hates the sinner. Those who transgress the laws of God, the Lord hates them. Those who eat shrimp, crab, lobster, that is a sin against God, whether you believe it or not.
No, what religion is it?
All right, so it's no religion. Basically what it is that just like every other nation of people got their own culture, nationality, heritage, customs that they celebrate, right? Black people in America, the Native Americans, and the Hispanics, we are the original Jews of the Bible. Like you got the white people claiming to be the original Jews. They're not. They're converts. We are the original Jews. What they're doing, what they're trying to do, is what we are supposed to be doing, according to the law. Now there's consequences if we do not follow the commandments of the Lord. There's consequences. Everything that's about to happen, the food shortages, farmers getting paid not to grow crops, that's real.
Yeah, I know that.
All of this, everything that's happening, the Lord is making it happen,
Yeah,
right?
I know that. I see. We know you talking about.
Right, of course, you know what I'm saying? So, all of these things are devices to take out the rebellions of the Lord's people. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord kills and he makes alive. You know what I'm saying? Anything that happens in this earth, whether good or bad, the Lord, he's behind it 100%. Now, we are the original Jews. Once you learn the law, statutes, and the commandments, right? Once you apply them to your life, the Lord will start to work with you. The Lord will start to work on you. And exactly what I'm doing, you will be doing as well. Because the men of the Lord are supposed to be out on the highways and byways like the pastors. They're not it. They're in the comfortability and the safety of a building. But every other day I put my life in danger. And more than likely I'm gonna get harmed by another black man. That's just the truth of it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I willingly put my life in danger for my people, just like Christ died for his people, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out here to be a watchman and let my people know that if they do not change from their wicked ways, the Lord will. If they do not change from their wicked ways, right? The Lord will put them to death without compassion or mercy, and they will die a violent death. They will be shot to death, stabbed to death. You will hear about them. Oh, the next man and the next woman that got shot by a cop. Well, the Lord uses the police force to carry out his vengeance upon those who disobey his commandments. But a lot of us don't know. Those who don't read this Bible, we don't know that the Lord is using the police force to take out those who disobey his commandments. We just think they just racist. But the Lord created the wicked for his own purpose. Right? To continue to be wicked and to wipe out the disobedient of his children. Let me get the scripture for you. What's your name, by the way? Say it again? Alright, nice to meet you, bro. Let me get the scripture for you real quick. Just to prove my point, right?
You're a Christian?
Huh?
You're a Christian?
No, Hebrew Israelite. The word Christianity is not in the Bible whatsoever.
Right, yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Even Christ, he was Hebrew. The disciples were Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
Everybody that lived in the region of Jerusalem, they were Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
Christian, the Christian religion is a religion that comes from Portugal. It's a European religion. So we are definitely Hebrew. We are definitely Jews.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So, Jacob, the Lord is love. Our forefather is Jacob. the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the North, South Central America today, we are the descendants of Jacob. The Lord gave his laws, statutes, and commandments unto Jacob, right? We're the only people that have a diet of royalty. We have a dietary law. No doubt, bro. Go ahead. All right, bro. You on YouTube?
Huh?
You on YouTube?
Yeah.
Take my YouTube down real quick.
What is that, bro?
Disciples of Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, how you spell that?
All right, DISCIPLESOFYAHAWASHI. That's too long, right? Right.
I remember the first, but I'll try to like look it up after that.
Right. Disciples of Yahweh Shah.
Alright.
No space. Just like that. All right, take it easy, bro. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So, the Most High power Yahweh, he loves the descendants of our forefather Jacob, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And the Lord hates white people, Caucasians. The Lord hates them for a reason. It's because they enslave his children. They're evil. They're wicked. They're abominable. They're disgusting unto the Lord. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. Is there unrighteousness with the Lord? Because the Lord shows favoritism over one people than the other people. No, there is not unrighteousness with the Lord. The Lord can love who he wants to love. He can show mercy to whom he wants to show mercy to. I'm just happy that I come from the lineage of Jacob, that I am the original Jew of the faith. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. So, the Lord can love who he wants to love. The Lord can hate who he wants to hate. The Lord can have mercy on who he wants to have mercy on. And he cannot have mercy who he will not have mercy on. The Lord loves the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and hates white people. Thus says the Lord. Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden it. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doest he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? If the Lord want to show mercy on Jacob, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, he can show mercy on us. If the Lord wants to harden the hearts of Esau and the Edomites, which are your whites, if the Lord wants to harden their hearts to the point where their pride will get in the way of them releasing God's people, the Lord has hardened their hearts so he can put them to death. White man, woman, and child. The Lord has the last word, he has the last say so. Those who put the Lord's children to death, their children will go into slavery. What if God wanted to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured and much long suffering? The vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. The vessels of wrath are those nations who have not been chosen. The vessels of wrath are your white people today. Their ancestors had us in slavery. Well, guess what? when Christ comes, the Israelites going to take them into slavery in the kingdom of heaven. Thus says the Lord. Lord, it's my time. We are the disciples of Yahweh Shai. We come here day in and day out, teaching that the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the original Jews of the Bible, and the law requires of us to be obedient and to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments. With that I say, Shemai, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh Akkad. That is, Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power. Yahweh is one.